My name is Anna Brass. I'm an artist. This is my studio. We're on the 4th floor. I decided to be an artist when I was about 7. I made a really imperious decision that that's what I would be. I use cardboard, paint, fabric, foam. I make really big sculptures, I make costumes, I make films, and with my films sometimes all of the other stuff that I've made goes into the film as well. The focus of the residency is on these 2 Canaletto paintings, and the idea of working and then exhibiting next to the paintings that I'm looking at was really exciting. So the Ferrans have a really incredible collection. There are 2 beautiful memento mori paintings, so paintings which are meant to remind you of death, and they both feature skulls. And I've been thinking about that a lot in relation to climate change and the kind of spectre of death and extinction. Venice and Hull are in a very similar predicament in that they're both at real risk of flooding. Venice obviously has a really complex relationship with the lagoon and the Adriatic Sea and floods regularly, but now those floods are getting much, much worse. And Hull is 90% below sea level, so is at real risk from sea level rises due to climate change and things like storm surges and more extreme weather. I'm walking around the city exploring, and I'm making a lot of notes in my sketchbooks, which are both drawing notes and also written notes. I will have a really small drawing in my sketchbook that I made in Hull, and I'll bring it back to my studio and I'll have a big sheet of cardboard, and I can translate that drawing really quickly and then cut it with a knife. And then once I've got my shape or the form that I'm working with, I can start working into it with paint or gluing fabric onto it. One of the reasons I really love cardboard is that it's cheap and plentiful, which means I can work really quickly, and a lot of my work is done really off the cuff. I'll have a sudden idea, and with cardboard I can just make it there and then. I really like working with velvet because it has this incredible luminosity of the surface, and obviously velvet is a kind of a luxurious fabric, but I cut it up and glue gun it. And I think it's really important, if you want to be an artist as well, to learn to use what you can find. There will be something about using the cardboard or the velvet which you had not planned for, and it's that surprise, it's that twist in the idea which is what I find exciting. This is my tufting gun. I've been using it for about 4 or 5 years. The way it works is you thread it with wool, and then you're drawing with the tufting gun on a piece of stretched fabric. I was really interested in carpets, in woven carpets, and how they're a representation of space, but like kind of compressed space. This carpet is kind of a costume. It's like a kind of flat image costume, so you can't get into it, you have to hold it up to your body. Canaletto trained as a theatre designer. He spent some time painting backdrops for theatre and opera, and I wanted to approach the residency and the work that I make with this in mind. I think about space a lot in my work. I've been thinking about how we imagine and experience space. Canaletto's paintings, the perspective in them is really dominant, it's really strong. It's really theatrical, I think, and when I was thinking about the work that I wanted to make in response to these paintings, I wanted to make something which kind of acts as a counterpoint to that really strong single point perspective, something that breaks that up or plays with that sense of space and works out a different way to experience space.